Hello everyone, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis and today is Wednesday, so another Top 5 Wednesday video is coming at ya. So sorry I didn't have a video on Monday. If you followed me on Twitter, then you would know that I went over to Seattle for an interview. I am moving back to Seattle this weekend, so yeah, had to go over there, do like 5 hours of driving on Sunday, get over there, do an interview on Monday, and then I came back yesterday, which was another 5 hours of driving. It was an escapade, it was an adventure. But I'm here, back in Idaho, filming a video for you. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So as I always fail to mention, but always put down below, Top 5 Wednesday was created by Ginger Reads Laney here on YouTube, and I will leave a link down below for the Goodreads group if you're interested in joining and participating and becoming part of the Top 5 Wednesday family. So today's topic is the top 5 most frustrating characters, and I'm super excited for this video because I get to rant and bitch, which is like my favorite thing in the world. So let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, I'm gonna talk about freaking Claire because if you have not watched my Outlander book talk review discussion video that I just posted on Friday, which is my most recent upload, you should definitely check that out if you want. Just letting you know my true feelings come out in the second half when spoilers may pop out. There was only maybe like one really kind of spoilery thing in there, which really doesn't affect anything if you went in to read it. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's not necessarily spoilery at all. But yeah, otherwise I do not like Claire. I dislike her very much. She annoys the crap out of me. If I ever met her in real life, I would slap her across the face. Like, she makes everything worse for everybody and she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Ugh. Yeah, just watch that video if you haven't. I just don't like her. Next, I'm gonna talk about both Lena and Ethan from the Beautiful Creatures series. Now, this was a series that I never picked up on my own. I watched the movie first and I liked the movie. It was okay. It wasn't great, but I was like, I like it enough. I thought like their dynamic was really cute and I really liked the actors that they picked and just like the kind of whole story. So I was just like, oh, okay, you know what? I should probably just check out the book because obviously there's like 8 books in this series anyway, and I was just like, oh, I should totally get on it. So I got this. I was able to get through this first book because of the movie, so that helped, but I got Beautiful Darkness, which is the second book in the series, and holy shit, I could not finish this book. I barely got into it. I don't even know how far I got into this book, but oh my gosh. Like, it's just a repeat of what happened in the first book, except worse. Like, Lena has this weird martyr complex where she tries to push away Ethan, but she does it in like the most stupidest, most like inconsiderate and douchey way possible. And then of course Ethan is like, what the heck? We're like fated for each other. You can't just push me away. Obviously I love you. And then of course Ethan tries to go after her, which I can't fault Ethan for it really, but I could also just be like, Ethan, dude, you need to just back off. But whatever, they're fated for each other, right? So it just has to happen. So she, like Claire, just makes things worse for everybody because she thinks she's doing right when really she's just going about it the wrong way. So yeah, I definitely did not enjoy that, so. And then third on my list is actually Ember Miller from the Article 5 series. Like, I like this series. I've read the first and the second book, but I honestly don't even remember what happened in the second book. Like, my mind just like dumped that entire book after I read it. I don't know what happened. I don't remember what went on. All I can remember is this first book. And the first book was good enough that I wanted to read the second one, but now I don't plan on continuing with the series. But Ember Miller is selfish, in my opinion, because so this story focuses around the Bill of Rights being redacted and being replaced with a new set of articles, and this focuses on Article 5. Who'd have thought? Which is stating that anyone who is born out of wedlock is property of the government. So Ember, who was, yes, born out of wedlock, you know, gets taken away from her single mother and put into a reform school with a whole bunch of other Article 5 girls. So she's there, and pretty much at this reform school, the whole thing is you stay there until you're 18, and then once you turn 18, you are kicked out and thrust back into society, right? Ember Miller is like 17 and a half. Yeah, so she like gets there and she has like 6 months left, which to anybody I would think would be like, awesome, at least I only have 6 months, you know? Like, keep my head down, my mouth shut, and just get through these 6 months. But she's like, no, I can't stand it here. This is wrong. I need to get out of here. So she tries to like escape. And it's just like, dude, you need to step back, sit down, and really choke down on a piece of humble pie, because there are girls who are like 15 years old who have been there since they were like 13. So they've already been there for 2 years and they still have another 3 years left. And you get there and you have 6 months. Like, come on. That is nothing compared to what these other girls are gonna go through. So you just need to relax. And then of course, because she's like, I can't do this, I need to get out of here. It's so stifling. Like, she makes everything worse for everybody else. And then of course, she just makes stupid decisions and it's just, it was just really frustrating because it's just like, dude, you have no perspective on your situation and it's pissing me off. So, this guy. And next, I'm gonna talk about Zoe Redbird from the House of Night series. First off, a huge you fail to the authors for the language that is used in this book. Like, I understand you may be trying to promote like a culture of no swearing and stuff, and that's fine, but in reality, I mean, legit, like teenagers are pretty good at, you know, like keeping their mouth clean, right? Like, I'm pretty good keeping my mouth clean until I get super angry. And like in here, when they get super angry, they're like children and they're like, oh, poopy, oh gosh darn it, you poop head. Like, childish terms where it's like, God, just say it, just swear, because that is what people do. Just do it. Like, holy crap, kids don't talk like this, and it pisses me off. So there's that, and also just Zoe in general. Oh. This is another situation where the main character needs to step back, take a seat, and choke on some humble pie because, she makes the stupidest decisions. And yes, again, like everything else, she makes everything worse for everybody around her. And then she, especially in this book. If you guys read the first one, her and the teacher thing that happened, I cannot stand her or this series anymore. I don't know what else to say besides like, she never legitimately learns and grows. There is no real character development with Zoe, and she's just, she needs to grow up. And then lastly, I'm gonna talk about this because I have a love-hate relationship with this series, and that is the Cara Gillian series by Diana Rowland. I love this series. You guys know I love this series. This is like my series. I'm super excited and invested in this series. But I have to talk about Cara Gillian as a character herself. She is a middle-aged woman. Like, I think she's like in her early 30s, 35? I think she is, either way. I just want to talk about the fact that she can be so immature at times, particularly in the way she talks. Kind of like the same thing with the House of Night series, where it's just like teenagers talking like 2-year-olds. It's like, here we have a middle-aged woman trying to talk like a teenager at times, and it throws me off a lot. Like, when you get older, sure, certain things that you say and certain terms that you grew up with will always be a part of you. But in this case, some of it was just like, dude, that's so out of character and so awkward and weird that it throws me off every time I read it, and I'm just like, gosh, stop it. You're a grown-ass woman. Calm the fuck down. Like, but I do love her. I do love this series, and I do love what's happening, but sometimes it's like, ugh, what are you doing? Just what are you doing? Just what are you doing? You just, again, like, just focus. Focus and do what you gotta do. Cut it out. Cheer up a little bit more. Because you'd think after everything that happens to her within this series, she would get a little more serious and a little more like angry would be a good term. Like, so angry that she wants to kick ass and take names kind of thing, which she kind of does. She kind of does. But not. Oh, it's so hard to explain. Either way, I'm just saying, I love her. I love this series. I just sometimes wish that she would stop talking and stop acting like a freaking child. So, there. But yes, those are my top 5 most frustrating characters that I could really think of, or at least that I wanted to talk about. Of course, there's other characters, but I figured I would talk about these. So frustrating. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave down below characters that you find frustrating, and then we can talk about it. It'll be good stuff. Also, I'm just gonna throw this in again. This Saturday, I have a live stream scheduled. It's just, you know, for us to hang out. You ask me questions if you have any questions. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like talking at you, doing fun stuff. Also, my sister, Shelby, and Cara are gonna be here for that live stream, so you'll actually be watching me with them. So you'll get to experience me being surrounded by people and my friends, which will be interesting, and because they're coming to help me move. So there's that. Yes, thank you. Also, my giveaway is still open, which is linked down below if you want to partake in that. So otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys out later. Bye. You have to, it's like a, you know, it's like a boot camp, boarding school kind of thing. Like you don't leave.